Looks like it's working. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am so excited to be coming to you today with this message about National Entrepreneurship Day or National Entrepreneurs Day. This is recognized in the United States of America, which is known as the most entrepreneurial nation in the world. I was listening to a podcast by Patrice Washington. Highly recommend her. She's amazing. And she hosted a talk on National Entrepreneurship Day. And so I went and did a little bit of research and found some pretty cool information on that. I'm going to post a link in the comments for the source of some of this information about the history of the holiday from this reading. But the word entrepreneur is a very rich word that comes from the early 1700s, and the root word of entrepreneur is entreprendre, I believe. And it's a French word that translates to undertake, which is really powerful. And so there's a study by Richard Cantillon. I might be saying some of these words wrong. Don't quote me on these pronunciations, but he was an Irish-French entrepreneur, and he wrote the essay on the nature of trade in general. And his study of the entrepreneur really focused on distinguishing the key difference between an entrepreneur and an investor. And the difference is, according to Richard, is the willingness to take risk on uncertainty. So an entrepreneur at that time was defined as a person who would buy something and then resell it at a different price. And this really illustrates the role of entrepreneurs in society. What we do is we push society forward. And so the purpose of this holiday is to honor the people that have built something from nothing, people that have built empires. And it's so important that we understand this because every large company that you see started with an entrepreneur. Walmart, McDonald's, all of these massive companies, Amazon, these companies that are gigantic now, all started from one idea that eventually grew. It took root and grew because of the world's willingness to support it. And so the holiday officially became official in 2010 under Obama's presidency. And that was just after 6 months of petition by an entrepreneur, Siamak Tagados. I might be saying these words wrong. But the link is there in the comments if you'd like to read more about that and the history on National Entrepreneurship Day. It looks like there's also a National Entrepreneur Week that precedes the Entrepreneur Day. So cool. So cool. As an entrepreneur, I was really excited to learn that the United States is honoring us in this way and that we can keep that ball rolling because I think it's incredibly important that we really recognize in our culture how crucial entrepreneurship is in our economy. There's a lot to that. I'm going to take a sip of tea really quickly. Thank you so much for joining me here. Yay! So I do have a special announcement before I dive into really quickly 5 key elements that every entrepreneur needs. If you're interested in switching from being an employee to being a boss, it can be a side hustle or it can be your main thing. You need 5 things minimum in order to make that possible. So I can say a little bit about myself and my story. And I think I will dive more into that in the future. So just a little bit of information is that I've been an entrepreneur since I was 7 years old. I've had entrepreneurial ideas since I was 7, and that's really when I decided that I would be an entrepreneur. And the reason was I saw how stressful it was for people in my family to be working 40 hours a week, never having enough time to be at family functions, and when they were, how stressful it was because we were always worried about money. We were always worried about having enough time because they were always working to make ends meet. And that, as a kid, growing up in that type of environment, really awakened me to the power of, well, time. First of all, having enough time, the value of time, and the ability to spend time with family being almost a luxury these days. And how much of a privilege it is to be able to have time. And then also, like, just the reality of so many people working full-time jobs and all of the stress that comes along with that, and all of the sacrifices. So I don't think either path is easier or harder. I think each path has its own challenges, being an employee versus being an entrepreneur. So I will say more about that because I am going to, special announcement, yay! I'm going to be running a special holiday promotion starting today where I will be doing these live videos to share a little bit about my perspective, about my journey as an entrepreneur, and also about how you can join my team if you're interested in being a part of my community. And we'll talk more about that later. So first, how to be an entrepreneur, what you need to be an entrepreneur. If you are interested in being an entrepreneur, you need these 5 things at least. Okay, so the first thing is a mission. You need to know why you want to be an entrepreneur. And you need to find very clearly the intersection between what breaks your heart most about the world and your unique gifts and talents so that you can come up with your vision. Number 2, you need a vision of how you as an individual, as a unique individual with unique gifts and talents, will show up and provide value in the world in a way that you can be a part of the solution. So that vision is going to be bigger than the mission. The mission will be very specific and clear, and the vision can evolve over time. And you'll see kind of where you want to go with the vision. Both of these elements are crucial. And the next part, you'll use your mission and vision to give yourself drive. You have to have motivation. You have to have inspiration. You have to be able and willing. You have to have the willpower to wake up every single day and fail. Whoops, I hit the mic. You have to be willing to fail forward. You have to be willing to fail again and again and again so that when you win, and that's a win because you, as much as entrepreneurs bet on uncertainty, the more you fail forward, the more you almost guarantee yourself a win. And you get rid of that "if I win" when you fully commit to your practice, to your business, to your mission and vision. And when you win, you can do it in a way that's humble because you know what failure is. Oh, and the next thing, number 4, is crucial, which is why I'm going to be running this holiday promotion. You need community support. You need to surround yourself with people who get it. And I'm not going to say that my community is going to be the perfect place for you. You just have to find the people that think like you, not 100% like you, because you need diversity, but you really need to have either a team behind you or both is possible. I've personally needed both, a community or multiple communities where you can plug in and sort of feed off of and feed into that positive energy of people that are dedicated and willing to go the distance and willing to fail and willing to share resources. And that's number 5. You need access to resources. Having a community is one way to get access to resources. Being able to network as a skill is incredibly important. And having access to funds, fundraising, loans, or grants, or having an investor in your business might be one way to go. Although, I have to say, especially in this context of celebrating entrepreneurs, there's a commonly held belief that you need money to make money, and that just isn't true. It just is not a fact. There's actually millions, if not more, people in the world that have made money from nothing. And yeah, I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling the call, to join the movement of entrepreneurship. And if you're interested in being a part of my community, please stay tuned, like my coaching page, follow, turn on notifications. And if you're on YouTube, same thing, right? Like, subscribe, set up notifications, and I will see you very soon. Blessings on your journey. Love, 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 loving you. Oh, yeah.